All the suggestions, advice which you have given are well noted, ma'am. I request our respected Senior SP Sir, Shri Fakirappa IPS Sir from CID to please come over to the dais. In spite of busy schedule, Sir has accepted to join us for the launching. Sir has, please, itla vachandi sir, itla vachandi. Thank you sister, thank you, love you. I request all the dignitaries to please be seated. Madam, one second. Only small felicitation. Only small one. Please, please. Thank you so much, ma'am. Honorable Member Secretary, State Legal Service Authority. Madam, 3 important things which you have flagged. Number 1, CID-AP to be downloaded in the Honorable High Court of Andhra Pradesh by all the officers. Ma CID officers nakada depute cheyamannaru. I only will come there taking permission from our respected ADGP CID sir. With sir's permission, I'll definitely come to the Honorable High Court of AP and see that CID-AP is downloaded there. Number 2, Madam has rightly flagged the issue that we have to take this anti-human trafficking efforts to the grassroots level. Villages ki పంపించమన్నారు మన team ni. Definitely ma'am, all stakeholders are ready. Ma respected ADGP CID sir, Shri N. Sanjay IPS, our respected DGP sir, Shri Rajendra Reddy IPS sir, always they are for women and for children. They are pro-women, pro-society. ఇట్లాంటి క్రైమ్స్ ని ఎరాడికేట్ చేయడానికి పోలీస్ తరపున ఏం చేయాలో అన్నిటికీ ముందుంటారు, ముందు మమ్మల్ని ఉంచుతారు, వారు వెనుకుంటారు. So it is my honor that I am made to stand before and they are behind. వారి పర్మిషన్ తోటి డెఫినెట్ గా గ్రాస్ రూట్ లెవెల్లో విలేజెస్ కి మా యాంటీ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ యూనిట్స్ ఆఫీసర్స్ ని, సిఐడి టీమ్ ని విత్ ది సపోర్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ లేబర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, చైల్డ్ వెల్ఫేర్ కమిటీస్ నుంచి, విమెన్ అండ్ చైల్డ్ వెల్ఫేర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నుంచి, అట్లానే సివిల్ సొసైటీ నుంచి అందరము టుగెదర్ విల్ డూ గుడ్ థింగ్స్ యాజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సజెస్టెడ్ మ్యామ్. అండ్ థర్డ్ థింగ్, మీరు సెల్ ఫోన్ గురించి అందరికీ ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేయమన్నారు, విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ బీన్ డూయింగ్ మ్యామ్, బట్ వీ విల్ టేక్ ఇట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ to the expectation of Honorable High Court of Andhra Pradesh. Now I request our respected SP Sir, Shri Fakirappa IPS Sir, as well as Madam Babita Garu, Commander Ashok Sir, Shri Ramohan Garu, Madam Merlin Frieda, Advocate Rosanne Rajan, Shri Ganeshan Garu, Premila Madam, all the dignitaries on the dais to just please launch this Mission VIMUKTHI. Sir, Mission VIMUKTHI, as our chief guest of the day Madam Babita has told, awareness programs ki most pedda importance ivvali, students ni ekkuva concentrate cheyali ani chepparu. మీరు చెప్పినటువంటి ఇనిషియేటివ్ అడ్వైస్ కి ఈ రోజు మేము ఇప్పుడే స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి ఇనిషియేటివ్ బై ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ పోలీస్ CIDS క్యాంపెయిన్ విముక్తి. మేడం, మీ నోటీస్ కి తీసుకురావాలి. మీరు అన్ని ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కి మా ఇన్విటేషన్ ని మన్నించి వచ్చారు. చైల్డ్ లేబర్ ని ప్రివెంట్ చేయడం కోసమని మా సిఐడి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ పోలీస్ వీ హ్యావ్ టేకెన్ అప్ అ ఫోకస్డ్ ఇనిషియేటివ్ ఆపరేషన్ స్వేచ్ఛ. ఈ ఆపరేషన్ స్వేచ్ఛ ఈ సంవత్సరం మనం February 9th లాంచ్ చేయడం జరిగింది మ్యామ్. ఫస్ట్ ఫేజ్ అయిపోయింది, సెకండ్ ఫేజ్ అయిపోయింది. ఇందులో ఎంతమందిని మనం సేవ్ చేశామో, ఎంతమందిని రీహాబిలిటేట్ చేశామో అన్న దానికన్నా, దో ద నెంబర్ షోస్ 468 ఆడ్ అండ్ ఆల్, నాకు చాలా హ్యాపీనెస్ అనిపించింది. ఏంటి అంటే, మన ఆఫీసర్స్ వాళ్ళ జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్లో ఉన్న ఆల్ ప్లేసెస్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్, whether it is brick kilns or hotels, restaurants, places of like agriculture gaani, prawn culture, fish culture, painting shops, mechanical shops, clothes centers, anni prati daniki they have visited, and some of the officers have even went emotional also. Nenu daily monitor chesedi video conference lo monitor chesinappudu one of the senior officer, she felt emotional telling that ee operation swechha valla I have come across all the places of work in my jurisdiction. నాకు ఇట్లాంటి ఇటుక బట్టీలు, బ్రిక్ కిల్స్ నా జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్ లో ఇన్ని ఉన్నాయని, దానికి మైగ్రెంట్ లేబరర్స్ కూడా వస్తున్నారని నాకు ముందు ఐడియా లేకుండింది. ఓన్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేషన్ స్వేచ్ఛ ఐ హ్యాపన్ టు నో దట్ సో మచ్ వల్నరబిలిటీ ఈస్ దేర్, పాసిబిలిటీ ఈస్ దేర్. వెదర్ అందులో బాండెడ్ లేబర్, చైల్డ్ లేబర్ ఉన్నారా లేదా తర్వాత, కానీ పాసిబిలిటీ వేర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు ఫోకస్ అనేది ఆపరేషన్ స్వేచ్ఛ వల్ల మా ఆఫీసర్స్ అందరికీ ఇంక్లూడింగ్ ఆల్ స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ కూడా తెలిసింది మ్యామ్. అండ్ నెంబర్ 2 మ్యామ్, ట్రాన్స్జెండర్ ఇష్యూస్ కోసం కూడా Swabhiman ani CID Andhra Pradesh Police again can boast of telling that we have taken up an initiative under the banner Swabhiman. దాని కోసం ఒక హెల్ప్ లైన్ కూడా స్టార్ట్ చేసాం 1091. ఈవెన్ దిస్ గోస్ అ లాంగ్ వే ఇన్ ప్రివెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్, బికాస్ వెన్ ఐ డిస్కస్డ్ విత్ మెనీ ఆఫ్ ద ట్రాన్స్జెండర్ లీడర్స్, వాళ్ళు ఎన్ని ఇన్పుట్స్ ఇస్తారు అనేది, అంటే లాంచ్ చేసినప్పుడు ట్రాన్స్జెండర్ పర్సన్స్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ కోసం లాంచ్ చేసాం, కానీ వాళ్ళని ఇందులో ఈ ఇనిషియేటివ్లో టేక్ ఓవర్ చేస్తే హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ ఎంత ప్రివెంట్ చేయొచ్చు అనేది నాకు అప్పుడు తెలిసింది. సో ఈవెన్ దిస్ ఇస్ అ సెకండ్ ఇనిషియేటివ్ విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టేకెన్ అండర్ అ సెపరేట్ బ్యానర్ ఇన్ అడిషన్ టు ఆల్ ద ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ టేకెన్ అప్ బై Andhra Pradesh Police. And now today it is my honor, we are launching a focused initiative exclusively for awareness, as all resource persons andaru kuda evaru human trafficking gurinchi maatladina awareness create cheyali. Scope ekkadundi, vulnerability ekkadundi, possibility ekkadundi, rescue ekkadundi, rehabilitation ekkadundi ane dani meeda awareness create cheyali ani andaru cheptu untaru. దాని కోసం Andhra Pradesh Police CID boasts itself or proudly tells that ఈ మిషన్ ఒక సెపరేట్ మిషన్ ఫర్ క్రియేటింగ్ అవేర్నెస్ అండర్ ద బ్యానర్ క్యాంపెయిన్ విముక్తి టు లిబరేట్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ఎంటాంగిల్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్. మనము మీ అందరి చేతుల మీద, డిగ్నిటరీస్, ఆల్ ద డిగ్నిటరీస్ హు ఆర్ ఆన్ ద డయస్, ఎస్టీమ్డ్ డిగ్నిటరీస్ చేతుల మీదుగా ఇప్పుడు లాంచ్ చేయవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆర్ రెస్పెక్టెడ్ ఎస్పీ సార్, సీనియర్ ఎస్పీ సార్ శ్రీ ఫకీరప్ప IPS సార్, as well as Babita ma'am and all dignitaries on the dais to come forward for launching this campaign Vimukthi. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్. ఇంకొక చిన్న వర్క్ ఉంది సార్, మీకు ఒక వీడియో ఉంది సార్ ఈ క్యాంపెయిన్ విముక్తి కోసం, అది సార్ చేతుల మీదుగా ఆ వీడియో కూడా స్టార్ట్ చేయవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. వినోద్ సార్కి అనుకూలంగా జస్ట్ ఇట్లా, సార్ విల్ జస్ట్ ఆన్ ఇట్, యూ జస్ట్ షో టు సార్. I request all the dignitaries to please be seated for 1 minute. The video is only for 2 minutes. Definitely the chief guest of the day, Madam Babita ma'am, will like it because it's an informative video which is made in collaboration with International Justice Mission. International Justice Mission has been playing a pivotal role in this eradication of human trafficking. They are experts in all the issues which is related to this. Thank you so much for launching it, sir, and now we will see for a few minutes. వినోద్ ఈలోపు ఫెలిసిటేషన్ చేద్దాం, మీరు అది చూసుకుంటూ ఉండండి. ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్. అంటే సార్ ఫెలిసిటేషన్ తర్వాత ముందుకు వెళ్ళి చూద్దాం సార్. సార్ ఫెలిసిటేషన్ తర్వాత ముందుకు వెళ్ళి మనం అందరం ముందు కూర్చొని చూద్దాం సార్. మీరు అట్లా ఆన్ చేసి పెట్టుకోండి, వి ఆల్ విల్ సిట్ దేర్ అండ్ వాచ్ ఇట్. ఈలోపు I request our respected SP Sir, Shri Fakirappa IPS Sir, to felicitate the chief guest of the day, Srimati B. Babita Ma'am, before that video is ready and we can watch it from down. Thank you very much, sir. Ma'am, thank you very much for accepting that memory, ma'am. It is not felicitation as such. I request Shri Fakirappa sir to felicitate Srimati Merlin Frida, National Program Director, International Justice Mission. Ma'am, please, please. It is a token of gratitude for all which IJM is doing us. I request other dignitaries to please be seated, and I request our SP sir to felicitate Shri Commander Ashok Kumar sir, Vice President, Justice Solution, International Justice Mission. Sir is a naval officer, very active, very dynamic. He has accepted our invitation online also, and he speaks so well on child sexual abuse material also, sir. It's an honor. Sir, it is an honor to felicitate you because you always propagate energy and enthusiasm. I request sir to felicitate Advocate Rosanne Rajan ma'am, who is among panel of advocates IJM. She is Advocate Honorable Madras High Court. Madam Chala excellent presentation istar sir. And she was very crucial in many of the issues relating to human trafficking. She was advisor to Honorable Supreme Court also, sir. I request sir to felicitate Srimati Pramila ma'am, Chairperson, Child Welfare Committee, Guntur. Next meeting. Momento. Memento. I request sir to present a memento to Shri Ganeshan, Deputy Commissioner of Labour. Shri Ganeshan Garu, Deputy Commissioner of Labour. Labour Department have played a vital role, sir, in Operation Swecha. Sir, always Ganesh Gar ide cheptaru, sir. They have played a vital role in Operation Swecha. Credit goes to them, sir. I request sir to felicitate Sister Jacinta, Principal, Maristella College. Maristella College has been kind enough in giving the venue, sir. Sister Jacinta is very, very active for the cause of women and children. For all activities, she will be ready. She says, this is your college, you can use it. I request sir to felicitate Shri M. Ram Mohan Garu, very senior person, resource person on this human trafficking prevention, Secretary, Help Organization. Now I request Honorable Member Secretary Srimati Babita Ma'am to felicitate our Senior SP Sir Shri Fakirappa IPS, SP CID from AP Police Headquarters.
She is not given. Sarita madam is not given. Yes, madam. We should give her.
నాకు బాగుంది మేడం.
Yes.
Madam, I always tell who to be felicitated. I request all the dignitaries to please watch the 2 minutes video of this campaign Vimukti. Can we tell the dignitaries to sit there? I request all of you to please occupy the seats below because we can watch the 2 minutes of that mission campaign Vimukti. Thank all the dignitaries for launching this Vimukti campaign, because it means a lot to us, especially CID Women Protection Cell ki ఇది ఒక అదనపు బాధ్యత, చాలా రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ తోటి కూడుకున్నది. దీనికి ఆల్ లైన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ చేయూతను అందించడం, సివిల్ సొసైటీ చేయూతను అందించడం చాలా అవసరం. దానికి ఈ రోజు నుంచే we will take a promise that we will work together to eradicate this human trafficking in Andhra Pradesh. I once again thank our respected SP Sir Sri Fakirappa IPS Sir for launching this, and I request him to speak a few words as a message for this mission of campaign Vimukti to eradicate human trafficking in Andhra Pradesh. May I request Sir to come over to the dais, or would you like to speak from there itself, Sir? I request you to come over to the dais, please. Thank you.
Without wasting much time, I'll just take. Respected dignitaries for the today's occasion, VIMUKTHI ma'am and all the dignitaries, CID officials, anti-human trafficking unit police officers from the district, Mahila police, students, andariki a very good morning. యాంటీ-హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫిక్ డే సందర్భంగా ఈరోజు విముక్తి అనే ఒక కొత్త కార్యక్రమానికి ఎస్పీ శ్రీ సరిత గారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఈరోజు ఒక కొత్త వినూతనమైన కార్యక్రమాన్ని సిఐడి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అండర్ ద ఏబల్ లీడర్షిప్ ఆఫ్ డైరెక్టర్ జనరల్ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్ శ్రీ రాజేంద్రనాథ్ రెడ్డి ఐపీఎస్, ఏడీజీ శ్రీ ఎన్ సంజయ్ ఐపీఎస్, డీజీ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ప్రెజెంట్లీ హోల్డింగ్ చార్జ్ ఆఫ్ సిఐడి ఆంజనేయులు సార్ ఐపీఎస్ ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఈరోజు సిఐడి ఆఫీసర్స్ ఈ విముక్తి కార్యక్రమానికి రాష్ట్ర వ్యాప్తంగా కార్యక్రమాన్ని మొదలు పెడుతున్నాము. డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్స్ ఎ వెరీ గుడ్ ఇనిషియేషన్ ఆన్ దిస్ అకేషన్, రిపీటింగ్ అకేషన్ ఆన్ ద డే ఆఫ్ anti-human trafficking day. I would like to share a few of my experience with trafficking, how it is conveniently ignored in the field, and wherever intervention is required, especially Mahila police are here today, and also my police officers, anti-human trafficking units. నేను జిల్లాలో ఎస్పీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు జనరల్గా ఉమెన్ మిస్సింగ్ కేసెస్ని ఒక ప్యాటర్న్గా రివ్యూ చేయడం మొదలుపెట్టాము. అంటే గ్రామంలో ఉన్నటువంటి సడన్గా ఒక మహిళ గ్రామం నుంచి కనిపించకపోవడము, ఇనిషియల్లీ కంప్లైంట్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్స్ రావడమే కొంచెం డిలేగా, ఎందుకంటే ఒక పేదరికంలో ఒక గ్రామం నుంచి మహిళ వేరే ప్రాంతానికి వెళ్ళిందంటే సో మొదటిగా అనుకోవడము కూలీ పని కోసం వెళ్ళి ఉంటారు, ఎందుకంటే పేదరికము. సో కొద్ది రోజుల తర్వాత మహిళ మళ్ళీ గ్రామానికి రాకపోతే ఎందుకని మనము గ్రామస్థాయి మహిళా పోలీసులతో వెళ్ళి ఎంక్వైరీ చేసినప్పుడు మొదటిగా కూలీ పని కోసం అని పెద్ద నగరానికి వెళ్ళిపోవడము, అక్కడ కూలీ పని కోసం అనే కొంతమంది ఏజెంట్లు మహిళల్ని మొదటిగా కూలీ పనిగా పెట్టుకొని తర్వాత వేరే విధంగా వేరే పని కోసం వాళ్ళని ఇంకో యాంగిల్లో మార్చడము, సబ్సిక్వెంట్లీ ఆ మహిళల్ని మళ్ళీ మన గ్రామానికి రాకుండా అక్కడనే కొంచెం బలప్రయోగంతో పెట్టి సో స్లోలీ ఒక కూలీ పని కోసం వెళ్ళిన మహిళ అక్కడ కొద్ది రోజుల తర్వాత బలవంత ప్రయోగంతో ఇంకో ఏదో కార్యక్రమానికి ఎలాంటి హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ అనేది ఇనిషియల్గా మనకి ఏమనిపిస్తుంది, సింపుల్గా మిస్సింగ్ కేసుగా నమోదవుతుంటాయి పోలీస్ స్టేషన్లో. మహిళా పోలీసులు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారో దయచేసి అర్థం చేసుకోవాల్సింది ఏమంటే హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ అనేది ముందుగా మీకు అర్థం అవ్వదు. మొదటిగా చిన్నగా ఒక మిస్సింగ్ కేసుతో మొదలయ్యి ఇట్ ఎండప్స్ డెఫినెట్లీ అన్ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ ఇష్యూ. సో ఏదైనా మీరు గ్రామ స్థాయిలో ఉంటారు కాబట్టి వెంటనే ఒక మహిళ గ్రామంలో కనపడకుండా వెళ్ళిందంటే వెంటనే స్థానిక పోలీసుల దృష్టికి తీసుకురావడము, తదుపరి యాంటీ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ ఆఫీసర్స్ కూడా అలాంటి కేసుని సీరియస్గా తీసుకుని వెంటనే దాన్ని ట్రేస్ చేయడము. సో మన రాష్ట్రంలో కాకుండా ఇంకో పొరుగు రాష్ట్రానికి వెళ్తున్నారంటే తరచుగా కోవిడ్ సమయంలో నేను ఎస్పీ ఉన్నప్పుడు చూశాను. ఎందుకంటే మొత్తం మెగా సిటీస్ అంతా అప్పుడు లాక్డౌన్ అయినప్పుడు మన ప్రాంతం నుంచి ఎన్నో సంవత్సరం కిందట వెళ్ళిపోయిన మహిళలు ఒకరొకరు మళ్ళీ స్వస్థానానికి మనల్ని రావడం మొదలుపెట్టినప్పుడు మనకి అర్థమైందంటే డెఫినెట్లీ దేర్ ఇస్ అన్ బెటర్ వే టు డీల్ విత్ సచ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. యాజ్ ఎ పోలీస్ ఆఫీసర్స్ వీ నీడ్ అండ్ బెటర్ అప్రోచ్ విత్ ద లోకల్ పబ్లిక్. సో కాబట్టి ముఖ్యంగా మహిళా పోలీసులు మరియు మన ఎనిమల్ యాంటీ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ ఏహెచ్టియు ఆఫీసర్స్ ఏమి ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారో వీళ్ళందరూ డెఫినెట్గా ఇంకా మన పనితీరు మెరుగుపరచుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ అనేది ఏంటని మొదటిగా మనం అర్థం చేసుకొని స్మగ్లింగ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ దెన్ హ్యూమన్ ట్రాఫికింగ్ అని మనం ఏం చెప్తాం. సో డెఫినెట్లీ దాంట్లో ఉన్న మన వేరియస్ టైంలో మీకు పోలీస్ ఆఫీసర్స్గా ఒక ఎస్ఓపి ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. వేరియస్ గైడ్లైన్స్ ఉంటాయి. టైం టు టైం వేర్ ఇష్యూయింగ్ వేరియస్ గైడ్లైన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ CID యూనిట్స్. సో ప్రతి ఒక్కటి కూడా ఆచరణకి తీసుకురావాలి. ఈరోజు ఈ ఒక అకేషన్లో గౌరవనీయ సభాధ్యక్షులు చాలామంది ఇక్కడ ఇంతకుముందు కూడా మాట్లాడుతుంటారు. ఐఎమ్ సారీ ఐ కేమ్ లేట్. డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్స్ అ గ్రేట్ అకేషన్ మేడం. హ్యావింగ్ VIMUKTHI మేడం ఈజ్ earlier we met couple of times in Anantapur district when I was SP. మేడం యాక్టివ్లీ ఇన్వాల్వ్స్ ఇన్ వెరీ సోషల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ నేను చూశాను. అనంతపురం జిల్లాలోని ఒక జోగిని కోసం స్పెషల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేసినప్పుడు స్వయంగా మేడం గారు రాయదుర్గం వరకు రాయడం జరిగింది అనంతపురం జిల్లాలో. సో వేరియస్ గ్రేట్ అకేషన్ టు మీట్ ఆల్ ద డిగ్నిటరీస్ ఆన్ ద డే సార్. సారీ ఐ కేమ్ లేట్, ఐ కుడ్ నాట్ హియర్ యువర్ స్పీచ్. Sarita is there to take care of everything. Sarita is your senior officer, need not have to bother. Just will rush in any program. If Sarita invites me as a chief guest or Sarita invites ADG sir as a chief guest, we need not have to bother about the preparation and the ఏముంది ఎలా తయారు చేశారనే దానికి అసలుకి మనము we need not have to worry about. Definitely we will be well organized program whenever Sarita is taking a lead in organizing such a program, because she has been instrumental behind many such innovative program in CID as a women protection cell as well as also anti-human trafficking cell. మీరు చూసుంటారు ఇప్పుడే విముక్తి కొత్త కార్యక్రమానికి ఈరోజు ఇట్ మస్ట్ బి యూనిక్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ నాట్ ఎల్స్వేర్ ఇన్ ద కంట్రీ. డెఫినెట్లీ ADG CID takes that credit of launching very unique program in this occasion. Thank you all the dignitaries for gracing this occasion. Especially thank you madam, which unspite of your busy schedule gracing this occasion. Thank you Sarita for organizing this program very well, and all the students. Thanks. You are the future. You are the future of this country. And Mahila Police kindly attend this whatever the lectures were scheduled after this program. Kindly take away many lessons for you. Definitely it will be great occasions for you to learn many things. We have Ashok Kumar Garu, D.M. Ram, Merlin Freedom, Ruslim Rajan, Ganeshan, then Pramila, and an officer. Many others they are scheduled their lecture today. So kindly take all this as a very learning point for this occasion. Okay, I wish you once again all the best. Thank you all the CID officers for organizing this program and inviting me as a guest for this occasion. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even Sarita sir, but still sir, I would like to bring to your kind notice sir, మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే కోవిడ్ అనే మాట అన్నారో, కోవిడ్లో ఈ ట్రాఫికింగ్ కోసం ఎట్లాంటి వల్నరబిలిటీ ఉండింది అన్నారో, హియర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు అగైన్ టేక్ అన్ ఆనర్ టెలింగ్ దట్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ పోలీస్ CID is the only state in entire India. కోవిడ్ టైంలో ఆపరేషన్ ముస్కాన్ COVID-19 అనే పేరుతోటి అప్పుడు కూడా IJM సపోర్టెడ్ us. Then there was Madam Gladys Finney was there from IJM. Then also IJM has supported for that cause. అప్పుడు ఉన్నటువంటి మన గౌరవ ADG CID సార్ కోవిడ్ టైంలో ఆపరేషన్ ముస్కాన్ అంటే సింపుల్ విషయం కాదు. బట్ ఐ వాంట్ యూ టు గివ్ ద స్కానర్స్, థర్మల్ స్కానర్స్, కోవిడ్ కోసం కావాల్సినటువంటి ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ అంతా, మాస్క్ కానీ ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఇవ్వాలి. 1 వీకే టైం అని చెప్పారు సార్. 1 వీక్ అంటే నేను అన్నాను సార్ 10 days ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళడానికి లేదు. ఫస్ట్ ఫేజ్ ఆఫ్ కోవిడ్ ఇన్ ద ఇయర్ 2019. but still it was with the able support of the civil society. ఒక్క ఫోన్ చేస్తే చాలా మంది మాస్క్లు ఇచ్చారు, మెడికల్ కిట్స్ ఇచ్చారు, థర్మల్ స్కానర్స్ ఇచ్చారు, స్వీట్స్ చాక్లెట్స్ ఇచ్చారు పిల్లల కోసం. వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటెడ్ దట్ త్రూ అవుట్ ఆల్ ద డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. Then the credit goes to other line departments also, whether it is Labor Department, Women and Child Welfare Department, Medical and Health Department, Child Welfare Committee, chairpersons కానీ they have attended online, sir. పిల్లల్ని మనం రెస్క్యూ చేసి వాళ్ళని సిడబ్ల్యూసి ముందు ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయాలి అంటే ఆల్ సిడబ్ల్యూసి చైర్పర్సన్స్ ఆన్లైన్లో అటెండ్ అయ్యి మన పోలీస్ ఏహెచ్డియూ టీమ్స్, లేబర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, అదర్ లైన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ తోటి కోవిడ్ టైంలో ఫంక్షన్ చేసి వీ హ్యావ్ రెస్క్యూడ్ 4,836 children during COVID time, and Andhra Pradesh was the only state which did Operation Muskan at that time, and we have received accolades from all sections of the country. We have bagged Scotch Award for that, sir. Appudu our respected ADGP sir has represented Andhra Pradesh Police and he received Scotch Award at Delhi. Sir was telling it is our responsibility. Why should we receive awards? Ante లేదు సార్, ఈ అవార్డ్స్ అనేది మాలాంటి వాళ్ళకి బూస్టప్ అవుతుంది, మీ టీమ్కి బూస్టప్ అవుతుంది, మీకు కాకపోవచ్చు అని చెప్పి సార్ని పంపించడం జరిగింది. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ కేమ్ టు నో, బిఫోర్ వెన్ వీ వేర్ డూయింగ్ ఐ వాజ్ నాట్ అవేర్, బట్ వెన్ సార్ వెంట్ టు రిసీవ్ ద స్కాచ్ అవార్డ్, దెన్ I came to know Andhra Pradesh was the only state which did at the peak stage of COVID, Operation Muskan COVID-19. Sir, COVID annar kabatti I could recollect that, nothing more. But sir, whatever advice you have given to take this at the grassroots level ki teeskelli anti-human trafficking activities annitiki plan cheyadam with the able guidance of senior officers, with the support of our respected DGP sir, respected ADGP sir, we would definitely take this mission campaign VIMUKTHI forward. Thank you so much for all good words. I once again thank all the respected dignitaries for participating in this occasion. I thank especially Madam Srimati Babita Garu, Honorable Member Secretary, State Legal Service Authority for gracing this occasion. I thank our respected Fakirappa sir, SP CID for gracing this occasion. వీళ్ళిద్దరికి మాత్రమే ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నాను అంటే వాళ్ళు వేరే వర్క్స్ కోసం వెళ్తున్నారు. మిగతా డిగ్నిటరీస్ ఫ్రమ్ IJM, ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్, దే హ్యావ్ కమ్ హియర్ యాజ్ రిసోర్స్ పర్సన్స్ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్లీ స్పేరింగ్ దేర్ వాల్యుబుల్ టైం. సో వాళ్ళకి నేను ఇప్పుడు థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పట్లేదు, వీళ్ళిద్దరికి మాత్రమే థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నాను. అండ్ ఐ థ్యాంక్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ వెరీ వెరీ enthusiastic partnership. We will break for tea. Thank you.
Wired up. Yeah. So if you read my biodata, you'll feel that I'm some angel that has appeared. No, I'm like all of you, married to one wife. Yeah. No, one is enough. One is. Married to one wife, and I have two children. Yeah. So it's wonderful to be part of this wonderful day in history. So one is to have PPT. This PPT will be freely available, so don't take down notes. It will be given to you. Please feel free to use it wherever you want it. One more mic. Okay, one more mic. Check. Okay. Check. Okay. Feel free to use the PPT, yeah, as and when you want it. But the PPT is just for a guideline, but my hope is that you will go back enriched. I will not take much time, but I'll give you some thoughts. What is a naval officer doing in anti-human trafficking? Ankoch Mero. Okay? You may be thinking, why is a naval officer sitting and doing the work of anti-human trafficking? So I have to introduce myself to you. My mother is an Andhraite. My father is a Tamilian. My wife is a Malayali. And I stay in Karnataka. I'm hoping one day that South India will declare independence and become a free country. I will be the Prime Minister. Okay. So what is a naval officer doing? So I finished my 24 years in the Navy, then I finished and I was on my way to retirement. 2014 I worked for the national security, was president bodyguard for almost a year. Worked in some important commanderships, achieved life success that you would call across. But as I was in the last stage of my tenure, there was a case that I came across in anti-human trafficking, and I'm going to share that sex trafficking case. That was my first real case that I encountered, and therefore that case has left a legacy of something that I'm going to share. This is a story of a small young girl, approximately 8 years old, in a district called Jessore in Bangladesh. And she is an amazing singer. Okay, she's a great singer, and therefore chala ba patal padide. So she wanted to participate in Indian Idol. An Indian Idol program she wanted to participate, and therefore she requested her dad that please help me somehow to participate in the Indian Idol program. Therefore her father, a very low income, raised up a certain amount of money, found an agent who will take her to India, cross the border of Bangladesh and bring her to India, and then make her participate in the Indian Idol. And therefore that agent agreed, money was transacted, the child was handed over to the agent for him to go and carry out the task of participating in the Indian Idol. This child crossed the Bangladesh border via Bashirhat. She continued to communicate with her father, okay, till she was in the Bashirhat. After that she lost in touch. There's no communication. The father waited for 2 days, like a typical father, panicked, family got paranoid. They reached out to BSF, who happened to be my batchmate or coursemate, who was there, who reached out to me because I work in the space of human trafficking, and the case came up to another organization. Anyway, all the paraphernalia took place. After 40-45 days of intense search, we were told that this child is sold to somebody in Mumbai at a place in Bhiwandi or Thane district. The Thane commissioner those days was Lakshmi Narayana sir. He was there, a good friend of ours, and therefore with good connections, whatever, a rescue operation was planned to rescue this child who was sold at a particular place. The rescue operation started with good set of police officers and NGO, a couple of social workers, and the government department of BSF was part of this rescue. And the entire rescue took place from about 10 o'clock till about 2:15. They searched for this particular girl that they were looking for. They found close to 16 other children other than this child in that location. But about 2 tired, the team was returning from a 4-story building. One of the social workers felt there was something under the table. So she requested the leading officer to go back and search the premises again. So they did search, and under the table was this girl lying in a pool of blood. So what happened? The girl was sold, and the guy approached her for sex, and she refused. So he took a blade and cut her breasts. So she was profusely bleeding. This case is available in the Google. You can go back and check. Names are changed, details are changed for the sake of confidentiality. But you will find this case, a case that is defined as a case where a child, though efforts were made, we could not salvage the life of that child. The child underwent 3 major surgeries. But today morning, if you heard the speakers like Sarita who spoke, and even the guest who spoke, she said even the rehabilitation is not a complete restoration of life. And this story was a story I decided, it's about 11 years back, that I should do everything that I've learned in the armed forces, that I should be able to rescue women and children and serve the space of human trafficking. So whatever I'm going to tell you will be there on the PPT, but most of it is going to be stories. You like stories or you like PPTs? Stories. Okay. So we'll stick to stories as I take you through. Can somebody help me with this, Jabba? Can you just look into it? Yeah. I do not know how many of you read this article recently. PPT is available. The article is only on 13 June 2023. In case you've not read an article, please read the article. It's good for you to be aware what is happening. This article tells of a horrifying story of a child who's 13 years old in the Sundarbans, one of the most beautiful locations on the eastern corridor of India. She actually gets trapped by an older man by the name Rubik, who manipulated her and allured her for marriage, but then he actually drugs her and kidnaps her and takes her through a horrifying experience of abuse. Horrifying experience of abuse. And then once his lucrative value is over, he sells her to a slave market as a prostitute. And those of you who don't know what happens in the 7 or the 8 red light areas in our country, If you ever visited, you will be shocked that a woman who's sold into prostitution into any of these 8 locations in our country has to attend 16 to 17 clients a day for 3 meals. She gets 3 meals. If she's given 16 to 17 contraceptives or condoms in the morning, and she finishes that, she gets the 3 meals. So she was subjected to that, okay? Subsequently, experts claimed it for climatic change and vulnerability, all that excuses are there. She was rescued eventually by efficient police team like what we have in Andhra Pradesh and other states, and she is now undergoing the process of rehabilitation. One of our team members who works with sex trafficking in Calcutta is in touch, and if you're aware, this child from the time she's actually rescued refused to speak for more than 6 weeks. She was numb stuck. Her memory lapsed. She didn't even remember which address she comes from. So why I'm trying to tell you is we've got young children, young girls sitting in this college. I want to draw this attention to you. Be careful. There were many things that were said this morning, so I don't want to repeat them. Be careful. Infatuation, love. There is nothing called free breakfast on the earth. If somebody is alluring you for something free, be careful. Be on watch. Okay? Protect yourself. It's very important that you know the boundaries of your life. And I want to say this in human trafficking. There is nobody who has right to touch you or to allure you or to even force you to anything that is against your will and permission. So therefore, unless you permit that freedom is not given. So I want to share this latest story, and it is available in detail for you to study across. Traffickers are constantly, modus and operandi, they are constantly on search for victims online. Today we had conversations on cell phone and things like this. Traffickers are constantly looking for you. I'll give you some interesting stories as I take you through my presentation. The accessibility is cheap. Digital devices that you can have, very cheap. Today, there is an advertisement that I saw. The baby is inside the mother's womb and the doctor is trying to pull the baby out. The baby is saying, unless you give me iPhone, I will not come out. Agreed? Okay. So we are in the process of a fast moving technological world. We are very, very fast. We are absolutely in the place of a fast moving. It's a double-edged sword. As somebody said, internet can be used for good, internet can also be used for bad, but technology. So many of us think we are connected to the world by the mobile that you have in your hand. But I want to say this to you, the trafficker is happy that you have a mobile in your hand. Exactly. So he looks for victims who got mobile in their hand. I have a grandmother who's 95 years old, okay, fit, no BP, no blood pressure, nothing. She's in the village back at Vizag. She whistles in the bus stops at 95. Correct? No mobile. Okay? No fear of being trafficked. But if you have a mobile with you, you're likely to be trafficked. So don't think somebody else will get trafficked. No, if you have a mobile device in your hand, you are likely to be trafficked. Tell your neighbor. If you have a mobile, is there anybody without a mobile here? You will not find. In the olden days, when you go to somebody's house, they would say, tea taugutara, coffee taugutara. But everyone inti gelte, Wi-Fi password kavala. Technological world. Guys, I think there is some problem. Okay. Modus operandi. The modus operandi of sex traffickers in India is to allure people, morph social media pictures, okay, offering different repay loans, sextortion, all that is there. Let me give you one example from a case from Delhi. It's a very interesting case handled by the Mumbai police. We were involved in this case. I personally was involved. There's a girl who finished MBA Finance, on the final year of MBA Finance, from a college in Mumbai. Final year, almost writing exams. There is a guy who stands 300 meters away from the college gate. 300 meters. Uses a phone and clicks a photograph of one of the girls. You know, girls are coming out of the college, correct? He clicks a photograph of this girl. And he clicks the photograph and sends it to a trafficker, and he says, bid your price. If you give me this girl at so-and-so location, I will give you the money. The trafficker says, done. I will allure this girl and she will be provided for you at whatever location you asked for. MBA Finance, South Indian girl, I'm not going to give you the address further than that. Finished. This guy used a boyfriend to hack into her email ID and sent her an offer letter. And this girl got an offer letter for a firm that is working in Delhi. So she told her parents, I got an offer letter, this is this thing, and she picked up the offer letter and went to join the company in Delhi. And at Delhi she was picked up and she went missing for 45 days. The father panicked, complaint was missing, complaint was lodged, all this happened. Finally traced back through the boyfriend to whom he was sold. This girl was picked up in one of the northern states, bound up to a farmland, and abused and raped for continuously more than 15 days by a number of people she doesn't know. The girl is rescued, has come back, but rehabilitation will take many years for her to come back. So technology that you're using is very careful. So I would request you, hello ma'am. Technology that you're using is a true case. So what I'm trying to say, that your phone is an important gadget. So be careful, be secure how you're using your technology as you move forward. The profile of the victims. When I started to work in anti-human trafficking space about 10 years ago, the average age of a child was about 11 years in the market. 11 years, average age. I'm taking the mean of an age. Today, a girl as small as 5 and 6 is available for sale in the market. So there's a decline in the demand, and there is also change of profile that has happened in the higher sector. Today, a lot was spoken about pornography, correct? Most of the chief guests spoke about pornography today. It's interesting that 10 years ago, pornography catered exclusively for men. Today, pornography has diversified its content for women, for married women, for children, and children below 10. Are you with me? Yes. Okay, so there's a change in the demand sector, and profiles have distinctly. They're looking for more single women, married women. In Delhi, you can actually select what density of a woman you need. The photographs are sent to you like that. What kind of a color you want. So the profile of the victim is also on the demand rise. Therefore, we should be very careful when certain proposals and things are come to you. Okay, the sources. You could be a source state. Initially, we had defined certain states as source states. Now, it's very difficult to say whether you're only a source state, whether you're only a destination state, whether you're only a transit state. It's not possible. So there is a merge that has happened because of the constant influx that has happened in sex trafficking. How do they get there? Okay, it's very interesting. Traffickers allure a victim. It is told to you today through a love affair, through the pretext of a marriage, okay, or something that you're looking for in life. Okay, it is like you want to become an actress, you want to become a model, you want to become something big, or I'll give you a good job, you'll get to go to Dubai. All these paraphernalias are given to you so that you're allured into the profile of a trafficker. It's very important that multinational companies are also used nowadays for recruiting purposes. So my humble request to you students, when you're joining a company, there are methods by which you can do background checks. If you are in doubt, seek help. Okay, there are many people who can help you and give you some background checks on whether that company is genuine or not a very genuine company. So sex trafficking agents, WhatsApps, friendship clubs, websites, escort agencies are all modern forms of sex trafficking. It is no more that typical red light area that you go in the evening at 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock. It's available in broad daylight. On a daylight, you can find a girl and these sectors are available. Nexus of operation, okay, it is no more defined to a particular state. It is like a web that is spread. We call organized crime human trafficking like an amoeba. You cut from one side, people like SP Sarita were very active, so they're cutting it from one side, it'll grow for somewhere else, correct? So it's an amoeba, it'll grow, it'll project itself to a new direction. Therefore, it needs help from all of us to see where is it getting grown the nexus of operation continues to develop from day to day to a new sector and a new demand area as it moves forward. Commercial sexual exploitation in brothels, and don't get into details of this. This is what I want to say. No woman in the brothel is doing it willfully. I want to say that. Okay? The circumstances are such, situations are such, that she's trapped and she has to remain to attend to the needs of this. And sometimes, or most of the times, the people who traffic them are none other than their own family members. It could be their uncle, it could be their father, it could be their mother, it could be somebody within the family, and therefore most of them, even if they are given an opportunity to escape, can't go anywhere because their repatriation back home is impossible. So why I'm saying this to you is, as police officers or social workers or labor department, be victim sensitive. Understand. Don't go with an attitude of judgment, that you're doing this trade or you're trying to do this. And I want to pause here and say this to you, though I'm addressing to most of the women here. Today, human trafficking is gender neutral. It is gender neutral. It is not exclusive. You can ask the inspectors who work in this sector. Today, even there are services that provide young men and boys for sexual exploitation. That is a new modus operandi that we have moved into. Okay, I'll just run through. Okay, what is a trend alert? One of the upcoming trends that we have found recently that traffickers are using is married women who are staying single, okay, without their family, is a trend that they are trapping, and single women who are staying in hostels and things like that. That is one of the trends that we recently have found. They're also recruiting through missed calls. This is a new trend that traffickers use. How many of you are curious about a missed call? Correct? Missed call ragane kun chala gaya. Correct? We call it fingeritis, correct? Avasram lepana phone chestundan, correct? Trap. So be very careful. Missed call. Okay? Paying guest rooms. You can be very careful that you have gone as a hosteler. Another girl comes in. Quickly, the moment you reach the hostel, she says, I'm also looking for a room. Can I join with you? She's actually now setting you for a trap into the human trafficking space. So this is another trend that we saw. There are some examples I've given you. Spas and massage parlors. You can be going for a pedicure or a manicure. Today, men and women both go to pedicure and manicure. So both of them are going, and while you're doing the pedicure, manicure, you're being allured for services, a quick pay, quick service. Can you also be part of it? These are places where human trafficking is now slowly. There's an harboring site, okay? Certain high-profile victims are not immediately put to trade. They're groomed, they're shaped, they're harbored for some time before they're given to high clients. So harboring is another way by which. So many of them don't complain because no exploitation has happened. Nobody has touched them, but they are being groomed for something that will happen subsequently as they move forward. Cyber crimes, most of you are aware about it, okay? Many children are there during the COVID-19. I explained the case. Many of the children, small children play games, correct? And there are levels in a game, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Generally, if you play any of these games that are online, till level 2, it's very easy. From level 3 onwards, it's very difficult. And therefore, if the child is addicted, then they get an alert. The alert says, you want to move to level 3, send me a photograph of your upper breast. So the girl wants, or the boy wants to get into that, so he'll quickly take a photograph. He's given level 3. And then level 4, he's again struggling because they're so addicted to the game that they are constantly wanting to move from one level to another level. And that is another trend that you should be careful about. There are some cases that I put here, but because of paucity of time, I'm not going. The PPT is available, but let me just get to the last. Some of the recommendations that I want to put across today as we are here. We need to strengthen the efforts of the police by not saying that they should work more. We all have to join hands with the law enforcement agencies and become partners to the work. Let's work towards addressing the official complicity. Sometimes we are always talking negative. Interestingly, in human trafficking space, I found this very interesting. Adults have a lot of complaints about police, but children have greater confidence in the police. Did you realize that? Very interesting, because I've rescued many women and children who escape from brothels. They normally do a rescue. You know, when the child escapes from the brothel, she escapes between 11 to 3. That's the escape period. The most best period for a child or a woman trapped in human trafficking. Between 11 to 3, they reach a highway or a village or a road, and the first question that they ask is, where is the police station? Or where is the nearest RPF, Railways Police Protection Force? Two questions that they ask. Very interesting. Adults have got no confidence in the law enforcement. We have got a lot of complaints against law enforcement. But in distress, the child knows that if I fall into the hands of a police, and nowadays the request is, where can I find a lady police, correct? They have more confidence in women than in a male confidence. I'm not against gender, but I'm just trying to say that children are more keen to see their protection coming across. So it's important for us. Let's enhance victim identification. Okay, you could be a victim, don't cover it up. Please speak up, be courageous. Okay, nobody has the right to touch you. So have that confidence and say that I am a woman or a man designed, and nobody can have that freedom to come and put his hand on me or use me or abuse me in any form. So become more, improve compensation policies. It was said to us this morning, okay, and also strengthen trafficking institutions like what we have, anti-trafficking institutions like the school. I'm very grateful for the principal of this college who's hosted this event. I'm so grateful that she's given this great opportunity. And also I'm talking about additional measures like programs like this VIMUKTHI and other programs are only awareness campaigns for you to become a trafficking free. So I just want to leave this thought with you today. So don't think in the old zamana trafficking is happening somewhere there. Today trafficking is happening right in your colleges. Okay, while I'm talking to you, some of you may be struggling with a relationship that you're hooked onto and not able to break up. While I'm talking to you, some of you must have think my picture is, this guy took a photograph of mine and you're worried. Feel free to reach up to Sarita or any one of us. Will be more than happy to help you and help you to come out of it. The VIMUKTHI did not start from somewhere outside, it could start from you. Yeah, thank you.
Sir, one question, sir. Sir, I was asked by a student in the morning, what does it mean every victim of trafficking leave no one behind? Could you please explain that?
Okay, see, it's so interesting that many people visit the brothel or the child is trafficked there, correct? But it is only people with this kind of an awareness program that actually go to the brothel and don't even touch her, but eventually create a program for her to be rescued, correct? So our intention is this, through this program that we are launching across, it is not that people who have influence only will be rescued. We want to say every person in need will be rescued. Okay, if there is a need, it doesn't matter what social status you come from or how much of connections you got with the law enforcement. If you're in need, we want to say we will show up. We will show up to help you to come out of it. As I'm saying we will show up, we are also conscious that we will keep your identity closed. We will not disclose who you are, what you are. We will protect your identity so that your dignity is preserved in the process of the rescue that you're going through. So that's the whole idea. We want to make this state a anti-human trafficking free state. We should come to a place where every child and every woman walking through the streets of Andhra Pradesh feels secured and feels that I am free to walk through, and I know that the law enforcement is so efficient that I need not worry about being trafficked or caught. This will create fear, and it will also prevent the crime from propagating as we move forward. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. If there are any specific questions, I will take one, two, otherwise I'll hand it over. Any questions you have for me? The PPT is available, all of them are stories, you can pick them, read them when you have your free time.
Any student from behind? Yeah, please.
Yes,
raise your hand.
yes. Tell us your name. You're too young to be called a madam. Okay, tell us your...
Young man.
Check.
So now we have a problem of artificial intelligence, right? So people are blackmailing us, like not us, but there are some victims who are getting blackmailed through AI.
Yeah.
So how do we come over this? Like we don't have any security anywhere because we have safety around people, but we don't have any safety between the artificial intelligence that we have to use because we use mobiles and we have to use some apps that use artificial intelligence. So how to overcome the problem?
So first, you answered the question yourself, but let me just reverse your answer. First is artificial intelligence is going to be the norm as we move forward. There is nothing problem. See, the issue of human trafficking in artificial intelligence or any kind is this. The anxiety is always to cover up. The anxiety. The victim always wants to cover up. And there are a lot of months and years that pass up in not having the courage to bring it. The moment you bring it up, it loses its power. You getting what I'm trying to say? The power of the blackmailer is lost the moment you bring it up. And that is why we have awareness program where we say the voice is important. Tell us. The moment you bring up, then you're not handling the crime by yourself. It's a team. It's an army of people to which you're bringing up this problem. So my first request to you as young girls is, don't try to fix it by yourself. Whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's kidnapping, whether it's blackmailing, at the first sense, speak up. And I've realized this, that because you're overly tolerant in the initial months, the problem becomes so compounded when you actually raise it up. It's difficult for the law enforcement to fix it. And I wish you had spoken it up at the first day, we could have fixed it up. So whether it's artificial intelligence, it's only a modus by which they're going to reach out to you. It could be a WhatsApp chat. It could be just a photograph. I tell so many, most of the young girls and the boys, I've told this in some of the lectures that I've taken, correct? It's so interesting that you don't switch off your location on the WhatsApp, correct? You're chatting with somebody with your location on. What makes you feel that guy doesn't know where your house is? Correct? So many of us use the phone into our washrooms with cameras. Okay, don't even know that the location and what. There are so many apps. Even if you don't use the mobile phone camera, when you're in the washroom, there is a particular program that the moment you enter into the washroom, you put a location ID, it will get activated and your whole